arguably one of the biggest wins on the night right here, man, with Assassin Baby, Brandon Moreno with the TKO victory over Kai Car France in a round, man, the third round where Kai Car France was swinging that momentum and it was looking like he was getting ready to take over. But I have to bring up an argument right here, man. Doug Crosby, you know that judge, right? Doug Crosby. This dude literally gave Kai Car France, if I'm not mistaken, he gave Kai Car France rounds 1 and 2 on the scorecards. So I was like, had this fight, and Brandon Moreno had that after that elbow, he had that huge welt under his eye that was bleeding. I was like, had this gone 5 rounds, could Kai Car France have ended the night as the interim flyweight champion of the world? Because Brandon Moreno, man, switched up his style with James Krause, right? No more of this anymore, right? Now we're a little more narrow. Now we're a little more Muay Thai stance, a little taller, right? And it worked out, man. Kai Car France was not able to land those leg kicks that we were talking about that were going to be so effective, such an important part of his strategy to kind of do what Figgy did to him, right? He wasn't able to land the leg kicks. Moreno was more accurate. He was a little speedier, all that. But once Kai Car France caught his rhythm, like I said, man, things started to go uphill. It was an uphill battle for Moreno. So we saw the heart on display again. We saw the indomitable will of a Brandon Moreno not willing to quit on himself. And we also saw what happens when you set something up throughout the duration of a fight. He threw that body kick the whole entire fight. Finally, in a scramble, it lands, and it was deliberating, bro. When debilitating, excuse me. It was debilitating because Kai Car France, as soon as he landed it, it was similar to my sleeper, the one that I hit on that we'll talk about in a second, Drew Dober Rafael Alves, where he hit him with that liver shot, and you just wilt. Kai Car France was not willing to give up on himself, but to be just shut off with the liver shot like that, this is the win that Brandon Moreno needed to solidify Figgy versus Moreno number 4. There was no close decision. I don't know. Maybe no, you finished him. You shut him off. That was it. Nothing but respect. Give me your takeaway on this fight, AJ.
Man, it was such a powerful body shot right to that liver. I thought he kicked him in the nuts. I literally saw him go down. I was like, oh, nut shot. But then you see Car France not grabbing anywhere down low, man. He's actually hurting, leaning over, like you said, folded basically over for the liver shot, man. And I kind of had it with Doug Crosby. I didn't have score rounds 1 and 2. But I had Kai Car France winning the fight at that exact moment. He was unloading, man. The combos were coming. The momentum was with Car France. Everything was working good. He was making reads. He got Brandon Moreno to the point where Brandon Moreno really started wanting to get a couple back. So he was loading up on his shots, turning, making big movements. And Car France was sitting there playing chess, man, seeing the things happening, dodging them, until he just didn't get out of the way just enough. I think he thought he was safe. That's like you said, one elbow, 1 inch or the other way, man, he would have been totally fine. But I think he thought he was just out of range. He was fine. Next thing you know, that toe catches you right on the liver. And man, if you've ever been hit with a liver body shot, whether it's a foot or a punch, it's a button just like the temple or just like the chin that puts you out, man. And it's really, like Derek said, very debilitating. It hurts. It's a whole nother level. And the worst part about it is you're mentally there. You're mentally awake. You're mentally good. You're everything's there. Your just body says, nah, brother, you got to lay on the ground real quick for like 5 minutes. And it's a rough one, especially, like I said, for Car France, who was winning the fight until he wasn't.
And it's tough, man, because I don't know. Maybe I need to just watch it back. Maybe I need to be a little more objective. But I had Moreno up 2 rounds to nothing going into round 3. Clear third round for Kai Car France. Like, he was taking over. But like I said, I mean, even give it 1-1 maybe. But I really thought Moreno took the first 2 rounds. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that it didn't go to the judges, so we didn't have crazy officiating, because the judges' cards were different. Every single one of the judges' cards were completely different. One of them had, I think it was Sal D'Amato, had it 2-0 for Moreno. Doug Crosby 2-0 for Car France, and then the third judge had it 1-1. So that's why it's just like everybody was going to be different. What does it mean to you that this fight right here, one fight of the night, and Amanda Nunes, Juliana Pena didn't even get a performance bonus, nothing, no bonuses at all? Like, this was a good fight. This was a good scrap. But was this fight of the night?
I don't think so, man. There's a couple other ones we're going to be talking about soon that I think had a little bit more, back and forth, a little bit more what I would consider a fight of the night. As much as I do think it was a performance of the night on Moreno's part and a very well fought fight on Car France, I don't really know about fight of the night. What do you think?
Well, I think that Alves versus Dober could have been more of a fight of the night than this, but I agree. Yeah, this should have got still a bonus, 50K for the performance or whatever. But Kai Car France, man, you can't leave in too bad of spirits because yeah, you got half your check, but then you got another 50K on top of it. So it's like, all right, boom, there you go, we're settled in. Let me ask you this, man, Brandon Moreno, this was the dog that we knew he was, and we've been calling for it the whole time. We're like, yeah, you like Kai Car France, you're building up a great story. Once again, the UFC builds beautiful narratives all the time, but we said Kai Car France stood toe to toe with Davison Figueiredo 3 times, right? And if you think he can't handle the power of Kai Car France, you got another thing coming because this dude is a dog. So what does he do? He brings out that dog and he gets the win. Now, like I said, we set up the fourth fight, Figgy Moreno. He says, I don't care, bro. You want to fight in Brazil? Let's do it in Brazil. It does not matter to me, right? Is that going to happen? Uncle Dana said, we're trying to work on something in Brazil. Hopefully we can get something in Brazil next year. Is Uncle Dana willing to wait next year to you know what I mean, make this fight happen? I'm not sure. But let's talk about Kai Car France, man. Is he the guy now? Is he the guy that you know? I feel like you're going to see him challenging for a title shot again in the near future, man. I think that this loss, even though this was like a rough loss, is going to propel him to absolutely new heights right here. What do you think?
I know I agree 100% with you. If whenever the stuff gets settled between Moreno and Figgy, after that, I think Cara France deserves that shot, and I think we're even going to see who is it? Not Pantoja, maybe even Pantoja fight because there's a lot of stuff going on between those like top four, Askarov, Pantoja, Cara France, that whole little mix up that's right there. I think we're going to be seeing Cara France for quite a long time, challenging for these big positions and really getting a little bit more of the respect he deserves because I do think he's an excellent fighter. But I'm curious about the whole waiting period because you're right. Is Uncle Dana gonna want to wait that long for Figgy Moreno 4? And then what happens with the rest of the division? How's all that going to shake up? It's a very interesting brain puzzle that everyone's going to have to figure out.
Absolutely. So we'll see a lot more of Kai Car France, but Moreno did say, he's like, listen, man, let me just let this cut heal. Let's fight in December. Let's get it, you know? So hopefully they oblige. But listen, and new. This is the new interim champion right here. We will settle who is going to be the undisputed champion here soon in the flyweight division. And it's just crazy because you never see it. Uncle Dana said this is one of the special times where you see a fourth fight. Like, you should never really see a fourth fight between fighters, but this is one of them right now.